Now we will hear what is the significance of deities and deity worship. Deities are important part in most temples of Krishna. One thing to understand is that all the images of deities in the Vedic pantheon as found in the temples are made according to explicit details and instructions found in the Vedic text. Then they are installed in the temple in an elaborate ceremony wherein the divine personalities are called to appear in the form of a deity. Some of the deities are demigods, while others, such as Krishna, Vishnu, or Ramachandra, are forms disclaimed various pastimes of the Supreme Being. Some people, however, do not believe that God has a form, but many verses in the Puranas and particularly the Brahma Samhita established that the Supreme Being does have specific form according to his pastimes. These texts also describe his variegated features, which includes his spiritual shape, characteristics, beauty, intelligent strength, activities, etc. Therefore, it is considered that the authorized deities of Supreme that are shaped according to descriptions provided view of personal form of God. Those who have no knowledge of God or his form is certainly considered the temple deities as idol. But this is because they think that deities have simple product of someone's imagination. Of course, there are those who say that God has no form, spiritual or material, and that there is no supreme being. Others think that since God must be formless, they can imagine or worship any material formed as God, or they regard any images merely an external representation of God. But images such as those of the demigods are not additional faults of an impersonal God, nor are they equal to God. All such people who think in the above mentioned way have resorted to their own imagination to reach such conclusions and thus therefore idolaters. The imaginary images and appearance of God that are formed by those who have not properly known about, seen, or realized God are indeed idols, and those who accept such images or opinions are certainly idolaters. This is because these images or opinions are based on ignorance and are not a true likeness of the Supreme Being's personal form. Nonetheless, God is described in the Vedic literature, which explains that God is Satchitananda Vigraha, or the form of complete spiritual essence full of eternity, knowledge, and bliss, and is not material in any way. His body, soul, form, qualities, names, pastimes, etc. are all non-different, are all of same spiritual quality. This name of God is not an idol designed from someone's imagination, but it is a true form, even if he should descend into this material creation. And since the spiritual nature of God is absolute, he is non different from his name. Thus, the name Krishna is an avatar or incarnation of Krishna in the form of sound. Similarly, his forms in the temple is not merely a representation but is also qualitatively the same as Krishna as the Archa Vigraha or the worshipable form. Some people may question that if the deity is made from material elements such as stone, marble, metal, wood, or paint, how can it be the spiritual form of God? The answer is given that since God is the source of all material and spiritual energy, material elements are also a form of God. Therefore, God can manifest as a deity in the temple, though made of stone or other elements. Since He can transform what is spiritual into material energy and material back into spiritual energy. Thus, the deity can easily be accepted as the supreme, since he can appear in any element as he chooses. In this way, even though we may be unqualified to see God, who is beyond the perceptibility of our material senses, the living beings in this material creation are allowed to see and approach the Supreme through this Archa Vigraha, form or worshipable deities in the temple. This is considered his causeless mercy on the materially conditioned living beings. In this manner, the Supreme Being gives himself to his devotees so they can become absorbed in serving, remembering, and meditating upon him. Thus, the Supreme comes to dwell in the temple, and the temple becomes a spiritual abode on earth. In time, the body, mind, and senses of that devotee become spiritualized by serving the deities, and the Supreme becomes fully manifest to him or her. Worshipping the deity of Supreme and using one's senses in the process of Bhakti Yoga, devotional service to the Supreme, provides the mean for one's true essential spiritual nature to be unfolded. The devotee becomes spiritually realized and the deities reveal their spiritual nature to the sincere souls according to their spiritual development. This can continue up to the level in which the Supreme Being in a form of the deity engages in a personal relationship and performs reciprocal loving pastimes with the devotees, as has previously taken place with other advanced individuals. At this stage, having darshan or seeing the deity is not simply a matter of looking at the deity in the temple, but to one who is spiritually realized, it is a matter of expressing the deity and entering into a personal reciprocal relationship with the Supreme Personality in the form of the deity. At that stage, you may view the deity, but the deity also gazes at you. And then there is a spiritual exchange within the deity, being to reveal his personality to you. This is what separates those who are experienced from those who are not, or those who can dwell into their spiritual exchange and those who may still be trying to figure it out. For those who are experienced such an exchange with the Supreme or his deity, at this stage, the worship of the Supreme Being in the deity moves up to a whole new different level, and there is no limit to the spiritual love that can be shared between the devotee and the deities. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.